Hello community, I hope you are doing good. In this discussion we will see how to generate barcode in Odoo using the QWeb template. And in case you missed previous discussion about how to generate a simple PDF report using QWeb template engine, this check link is given in the description. And if you want to learn more about Odoo with different topics, you can visit the WebLearns channel. Over here you can see the playlist. Under the playlist you can see Odoo development playlist also available with different topics with real test cases. And in case you need any support related Odoo, you can visit the about page and you can send your query to this email address. Source code also available in the GitHub, and we have some social media pages. Make sure you can follow, and if you don't subscribe this channel, please subscribe this channel. And you can also support this channel using many ways, using the PayPal, buy me coffee, or using the join button. And in case you don't know how to generate a PDF report using QWeb template engine, you can visit the playlist Odoo QWeb PDF report tutorial. Over here, like I already explained, different topics, right? Once you cover all these topics, you are able to create a PDF report in a different ways using customization, as well as you can also extend your existing PDF reports, right? Let's back to our main topic, like how to generate a barcode in Odoo. So last time, let's say we already generated a PDF report, right? The simple PDF report, student card print here. So here we generated like this, right? Now what we will do here is like we will try to generate barcode here instead of this image here. All right. So for that, like we are going to editor, Odoo training, custom add-ons, and here this is the module. We already explained different topics, right? So make sure you can follow those playlists. So let's say I have to create a simple barcode, right? So for that, like we have to also use the image tag here. Let's say here img, then after, like let's say we have to use here the source code, and after alt, let's say barcode, like this. Let me comment this part, and here we will generate a barcode using the student name. So whatever student name is, it is generate a barcode. Let's say Ramu Chacha, so it will automatically generate this name's barcode. All right. And yeah, I think you also have a facilities in your Android or iOS phone to scan there is a one scanner application, right? You can just try to scan from your mobile and you will get the output from that. So this part I'm leaving on you guys. So once this PDF report will generate, it will generate also the barcode, and make sure you can try to at least scan this barcode in your mobile phone, so you will get the exact idea like what is inside the barcode. All right. So here, like let's say we have to add here this simple src tag, but here we have to provide some dynamic values, right? So let's say for that, like we need to create a t-att tag, but right now I don't want to use that one. Okay, so for that, like we will use something like this report, then after let's say barcode, then after let's say the QR, and some let's say the free text hello world, like this. All right. And now I'm going to upgrade this module using the terminal here. If you don't know how to configure Odoo with PyCharm, please check, link is given in the description as well as in the playlist. Let me upgrade this module. Let me select all these student profiles and try to generate this report. So you can see it's generated like this, right? But here there is one more thing, is we didn't provide a height and width, right? So let's say width is let's say 80 pixels, and let's say height also the 80 pixel. And now I'm regenerate this, upgrade this module and try to reprint. Now you can see it's a beautiful, right? Now you can try to scan this one and the output should be hello world. So using the /report/barcode/QR, and here we have to provide a dynamic value, right? So here you can see we provided the static value. So what about the dynamic value, right? So for that, like, we can do one more thing, like img src, then after report barcode QR, and here we have to provide a, let's say, the dynamic value, right? So for that, like, I will use here the parser, and for that, like, we need to provide this one in a single quote, and here I will provide a dynamic value like this. So after this percentage in a single bracket, we must have to provide a value here. All right, so for that, like, let's say I will provide student.name, and let's say width is 80, height is also the 80 pixel, and let's say alt alternate, if the barcode is not generated, then what should be displayed, right? So for that we have to provide this one. It is not a compulsory, but if you provide, it's a better. So let me comment the existing one and try to upgrade the report. And now I'm going to here and reprint. Now you can see there is a one mistake in our image profile, right? So that's the reason it's generate like barcode. Alright, so what the mistake is, like, here we provided src, so here this is our mistake, and we need to provide here a t-att tag, t-att-src. So it means once you provide this one, then after this this dynamic part automatically executes, right? So now I'm trying to upgrade the module one more time, and I will select all these records and try to reprint. Now you can see it generate a unique barcode for each student here, right? And once you scan this barcode using your phone, it will generate this name, Ramu Chacha, Sitaraman, Jethalal School, like this. Alright, so this is the first way you can generate, right? This is let's say the static one, and this is a dynamic one. There are also more options also available here, right? You don't want to provide here width and height manually here, right? You want to add let's say the dynamic height and width for the specific report, right? So that would be also possible. So for that, let's say I will do like image t-att-src in a single quote, let's say report slash barcode slash QR, and then after slash here, right? Or let's say we don't need to provide this one, then what we will do here, we can provide a question mark type equal to here, right? And then after the value, so type should be let's say type should be the QR code, what the QR code we are using. There are different types of QR code is available. Right now we will talk only about the QR only. Alright, then after we have to provide the value, surely. So type value here we have to provide, then after equal to, we have to provide the content value. So what is the content of the barcode here, so we have to provide here, right? And there is a few more parameters we have to pass, which is the width value and height. So height value, we will not provide anything here, we will provide everything in the dynamic way, right? So for that, like here we will do one more thing is, inside the bracket, like we will do like this. Here we will provide QR, then after, this is the first value now, so this is going to here type equal to QR. Then after, here we can provide the student name, so the student name will going to the value, and here we can provide 100 and 100. The first 100 goes to the width and the second one going to the height. So first thing is, we don't need to provide this one, so here we can provide percentage %d, or let's say no, percentage %s is the good one. All right, and now here we have to concatenate, right? We don't need to use the comma because we are using the URL, so for that we have to provide the and sign here. But unfortunately this and sign is not supported in the XML side, so for that we have to use the encoded value, the symbol, right? So for that, like we can use AMP and semicolon like this, and let's say like this, and we have to make sure you can provide in a single line, otherwise it won't be generate this report. Okay, so this is up to you, and let me close this one, AMP, and let's say here barcode having some issue. Now you can see in a double quote we already provide the report slash barcode and slash, then after we provided here the dynamic value, like for type means the QR code type, then after the content of the barcode, then after width and height, right? And everything should be dynamic, so whatever you have from your report to generate a barcode, right, the content and height and width you can provide like this way. And now I'm going to comment this one and try to reprint. So basically I upgrade this module, I'm going to here again one more time, and I will try to reprint this report. Now you can see the previous report was like this, 80 height and weight is 80 pixel, right? Now you can see 100 and 100. Why? Because we already changed here height and width. So this is a dynamic one, and let's say sometimes what happened due to like some extra spaces we just did like this way, right? So what happened, sometimes it's not print the exact QR code here, right? So don't worry about this one, there is no bug, but make sure. So here you can see it's working fine at the moment, but sometimes it's not working well. So for that you can just do like this in a one line like this. All right, now so this is the QR code. Let's say we need to also display, we have to generate a new barcode, right? So for that, like we can use here QR code, then after let's say QR code, then after EAM 13, then after EAM let's say the 8, then after like code 128, then after UPCA. Those barcodes you can easily generate here in the QWeb. So the first thing is, we already generated this barcode, right, this QR. Let's do EAM 13. So for that, here this type, right, Here we provided the QR value. Only we need to do is we need to replace QR to EAM13. That's it. And upgrade the module. Select all these records and try to reprint this report. Now you can see this is a barcode automatically generated. Let's say you want to display barcode in a different the width should be the more than the height. That is also possible. So for that, let me upgrade the module. So you can see it generates like this, and of course you can also scan this barcode from your mobile and you will get the result Ramu Chacha here for the Sitaraman and here for the Jachala, like this. Alright, so let me also change here EAN13 to EAN8. So based on the requirement you can change the barcode. Alright, so this is EAN8. There are slightly different here in a barcode, right? But every barcode working as like this 1 2 8. Here the main difference here is the QR and all these four. All these four, the format is same, and this QR means it's display in a square bracket. Let's say I'm trying to upgrade the module. Let me select here all the records and reprint. You can see here. And now the last one is UPCA. Let me upgrade the module. Let me select here all the records and reprint. Alright, and now let me duplicate this one, and instead of this I will use here the QR code, and let me upgrade the module and reprint. Okay, so there is a one issue in the report, right? Especially in the QR report. So for that, we use here QWeb instead of this QR. Sorry for that. And let me select all the records and trying to reprint. Now you can see, right? So this is basically tutorial about how to generate a barcode using the QWeb template engine here. Now let's say if you don't want to use the image tag, right, but you want to use the t-field tag, so that is also possible. For that, let me add here one more way, like t-field, right, and you want to generate the barcode from the name, right? So for that we can use like this, and here we can use t-options. In the options we have to use as a dictionary like this. Alright, so we have to provide here some parameter like width, widget, and the widget should be the barcode. Alright, then after we can use here, let's say width 100 pixels, then after height also the same, let's say like this. And what is the image style? So let's say the image style should be, okay, so for that, let's say width should be 100% and height should be, let's say 30 pixels, like this. That's it. And let me upgrade the module, and I'm trying to reprint here all the records one more time. So you can see by default, if you want to use if you want to generate a barcode, right, using like this way, so default is EAN 13. Let's say you want to change EAN 13 to QR, right? So for that we have to one more attribute we have to provide here, that means like symbology, and here we can use QR. That's it. And let me upgrade the module, select all the records and try to reprint all this report. So you can see here, let's say I want to change here, let's say 50 pixel, and here also 50 pixel. If I will try and we upgrade the module, now you can see it generated a perfect size, and you can also scan using your mobile phone, right? So this is all about the barcode, right? And if you have any doubt related this topic, please comment below, and see you in next session. And our next session would be how to generate images in different ways. All right, so see you in next session.